Hi, today we're gonna build this word clock. Instead of showing us the digital number, it's gonna show us the word and has the ability to play a song for us. Can read back what the time it is. Let me show you what we got here. I'm gonna hit refresh.
5 minutes past 11 o'clock.
So
It is quarter past 11 o'clock.
So let's get our hand dirty and start building this project. No, I don't want to get my hand dirty. My uncle told me that if I take a good bath, he gonna give me $5. And I don't want to have any dirty on my hand. For the love of God, please don't take that $5. It's gonna ruin you for the rest of your life. No, you jealous of me. Don't take a no to the wrong hole, man. Okay, it's up to you, man. I like to get started with a completely blank new project. So I'm gonna say, don't take that $5. I don't know how to spell buck. $5. Okay. Gonna open it with VS Code. And just like so, we're gonna need a index.html. Also,
It is 20 minutes past 11 o'clock.
And it's kind of annoying here. I'm gonna lock the audio. It's gonna say nothing from now. And if you don't hear any sound at the final project, you have to allow to give the permission to play audios here, but I'm not gonna give the permissions right now. Back to our VS Code. Gonna delete this. We need index.js and the CSS file, index.css. Yes, inside our HTML, I'm gonna bring up some template here. Gonna press exclamation mark. We can also call it bang. I'm gonna press bang and then press tab. VS Code gonna give us the initial templates here. For the title, let's say word clock, just like so. We're gonna link to our CSS, gonna be a link and then CSS index.cs. Okay, that's right. For script, gonna be script and source gonna be index.js, just like so. I'm gonna use script types module here. This is gonna give us the ability to import and export JavaScript from any file, and it's gonna make our lives easy, and I recommend you to do so. So we only need that just one JavaScript text here. We don't need to import everything, just import it once and call it a day. And for now, let's see what we got here. I'm using a live extension here. It's called a live server. Gonna be live server. Yes. This extension gonna enable us to live our code here. So I'm gonna click on go live and delete this one. We have a completely blank new project. I don't know why it is gray, because I used dark here. I'm gonna disable it here. Okay. We have the white background and I don't like it. So go to our CS is gonna grab everything. I'm gonna say padding 0, margin 0, and box sizing gonna be border box. And just to confirm you that what I just did here is to normalize our CSS, to normalize everything, because every browser gonna implement a slightly different padding margin to every element. So I'm gonna tell the browser that I'm not playing around here. I'm being serious. Everything gonna be 0. What else do we need? I'm gonna need a body. Grab the body, and you grab the body by what, man? You tell me. Gonna grab the body by the body text. I'm not gonna grab the body by anything else, man. Leave your dirty minds out of here. And gonna say H. It's gonna be 100 VH. I want our body to cover up all our viewport. And we don't have to say something like with 100 width viewport width, because by default body is a block level element, so I'm gonna check the whole width by default. We don't have to say so, just comment it here. I like to put everything in the middle of our body, so gonna say display flag, justify content, gonna be center, and align item, it's gonna be center. And for the background, gonna be grayish, 36. And yes, it's kind of gray. Gonna make it a bit bigger so we can see what's going on here. Okay, we are missing the favorite icon, fail icon here. That's okay. No, I was wondering what happened if we put 69 as a color here. I want to know what color it is. Okay, let's see what's got here. 69. And it's not bad. It's not a completely white, but okay, let's just leave it there. Before we continue, let's make some plan for our CSS. So we have our bodies here, our body, and we put everything inside our body in the middle. I'm gonna say put everything in center, put everything to center. For our clock, I'm gonna say clock wrapper. I don't know the correct spell or not, but gonna have a background, a silver background here, silver background, and gonna have a grid display. Grid display just like so. And for the grid display, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gonna be grid. It's gonna be a 12 grid. Inside our wrapper, we have the letter. So I'm gonna just grab this letter just like so. Grid element, I'm gonna say grid item. We also have a wrapper here. Our wrappers gonna responsible for the width, the height, and gonna display it something like so. Gonna responsible for width, H, and what else we got? Gonna put everything to center. It's gonna be put to center. For the letter, we have a grid, we have a wrapper. For letter, we have two different types of letters here, and this one and this one, and each letter is gonna be has a glow class. Gonna make it glow. And something like pop-ups, I'm gonna say pops here. Make pop up, and just like so. And this is our plan to re-engineer our project. So we have a wrapper to control the general display as a grid, and we have a grid item responsible for the width, height, and size here, and we have a class glow and pop for something to glow, and our letter to pops here, and that's it. Okay, let's bring some elements here. Gonna say sections, and for our section class gonna be, I'm gonna give it an ID. This gonna be words clock wrapper, and inside our wrapper is gonna have some space here. Let's say I. That's it. Okay, let's say I. I'm gonna copy it several times. Please make sure that we have to copy it more than 12. Let's see what we got. We have a bunch of I in the horizon. Please bear with me with that. I'm gonna rearrange it so we can see everything clear. Yes. Let's go to our CSS, go to style sheet. So I'm gonna grab our wrappers here. It's gonna be word clock wrapper, and as far as I remember, we're gonna have a silver-ish background. It's gonna be a background image. We don't have that image yet. I'm gonna copy it. So it's gonna be asset. I'm gonna copy everything here and pass it here. You don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna provide everything in the GitHub repo. You don't get it, just go to the repo and you will find it here. So our background gonna be URL, and then pass our asset. Why don't we have that? Okay, asset image img, and it's gonna be background silver. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Okay, just not even remotely looking good. It's gonna be background size 45 for now, and font size gonna be 24px. And let's go to our original. What we are going to do is, what we are going to build, we have a lot of letter arranged in grids here. We can use a display flex here, but I'm gonna use grid here, display grid here. Gonna be display grid, and grid temp smart column. It's gonna be repeat 12 and 1 FO. This line right here, repeat 12 one fraction, and one fraction gonna be auto, and 12 here we're gonna have a 12 column, and for the row it's gonna be automatically rearranged for us. That is why I'm gonna use grid here. It is phenomenal. So okay, as you can see, you can count it is 12. So I'm gonna go back to our HTML and to select it all. You can see when I select it, it's gonna select all just normally. Gonna go to selection and column selection mode. This enable me to select it just like columns here. Put it here. Gonna say class. We're gonna need a box class to control our box size, and we're gonna need a class for it to pop up. For glow, I'm gonna randomly put it here. Glow class, and we don't see anything yet because we don't have that class. So go back to our style sheet, and let's say box. For the box class, it's responsible for the width, height, and size. Gonna be height, gonna be width 2m, height here gonna be 2m. I like to put to make our type uppercase, so gonna be type transform uppercase, and we need to put the type to the center of our box. It's gonna be display flex and justify content center, align item center also, and let's see what we got here. As you can see, it's taking the effects, and time to make our class our letter pop up. It's gonna be pop. Let's go back to our original project and let's see how to make our letter pop. For the text pop up, as you can see, it's just a shadow, a text shadows here. So let's go up to our CSS, to our style. Gonna say that pop, and it's gonna be text shadow. For the text shadow, for the x offset is gonna be 0px, and y offset is gonna be 1px, and to blur everything is gonna be 2px here. And for the color, let's say it black here. Put a bunch of zeros here. Okay, black, and let's see what we got here. Kind of good, man, good looking. Let's play around with our text shadow to make you more understand about it. And just like that, man, Mozilla Firefox doesn't give a better tool for our development. It's kind of disappointment. To be honestly, I try my best to use Firefox, but man, it's not the best. It used to be some the best tool for developer, but now let's go to Microsoft Edge. Gonna be okay, I think that's right. Inspect, go to our box. As you can see, it is a box shadows here, and I'm gonna play around with x-axis. When the x-axis become bigger, you can see the shadow is moving to the right. Now I like to put it just 0 pixel, and the y-axis, okay, you can see the difference. It moving down, the shadow moving down. Let's say 2 pixels here, 1 pixel, and this part is to blur our shadow. As you can see, the shadow is blurring. Put back to 2, and color, you can change color, but I don't change here. And from now on, I'm gonna I'm sorry Firefox, man, but actually sorry here. Go back to Microsoft Edge. We also need a class to make our text glow. So it's gonna be glow, and let's see what our glow letter mean. Go to our original project. As you can see, a glow letter, it's just a text shadow but in different color. So let's go back to our class. I'm gonna say text shadow. It's gonna be 0px along x-axis and 0px along y-axis, and put a bit more blur to our glow. Gonna be something like yellowish color B. Okay, it's kind of color is yellowish kind of. Let's see what we got here. We don't see any effect yet because it is we need to put an important text here. I don't know how to spell important again. Okay, it takes some effect but we don't see it. It is not enough. So for the text color we make it yellow also. It's gonna be why, man, why? Text color is gonna be color and some yellowish, let's say biscuit. Okay, it's kind of glowy but we don't see the glowing effect enough. We can put more shadow to it by add some comma, and let's say 0px more. We need more shadow, man. 0px, it's gonna be 6px. Color is gonna be darker color, yellow is but darker, DAC F94. Okay, we have seen more color, put more color to it. Add more glowish, 1px, 1px, 2px, and black here. Gonna be 6 times. Okay. It's kind of, is this the same original? We don't have that original. Why? Okay, got it. It's here. It's kind of, yes, look the same as here. And we don't have the font size of our original, so we're gonna grab that font really fast here. I'm gonna use a font called Lobster, and you can find that font in the GitHub repo. I'm gonna copy it real fast here. This font's called Lobster. To use it is fairly simple. Inside we're gonna grab everything and say font family, and say lobsters here. We don't get the lobster, let's put it to cursive, just like so, and we got our font size. For the glow effect, for the glow color, I'm gonna put some color to it too because it's kind of dark for me. I'm gonna say color and gray, and this is gonna be important, man. Gray is not the color I want. I want our color and the background colors to be just a bit the same, different tone. So gonna be something just like this. Let's make it harsh, and maybe that is good. It's kind of good looking. And now, for now, we have finished our style sheet, and we're gonna need a function to generate our letter just like so here. We don't have to manually put everything each time, so we're gonna need a JavaScript to do it for us. Gonna go to here and comment everything here. We don't need it. Gonna say something just like so, cut it here and put it there. We're gonna need a JavaScript function to render an HTML and has a lot of span element. And the thing is, we're gonna replace the letter I with the proper letters here. We're gonna need a function for that. Let's say a script render clocks.js, and let's see our final project. This is our final project. We have a table of word list here, and to save you some time, I already created that word list. So I'm gonna say cons words data here. It's gonna be an array, and I copy it real across. I'm sorry about it. As you can see, for the first row, it's gonna represent our first rows here, and second row gonna be our second row of our HTML, and just like so. Our goal is to loop through each row, and from each row we're gonna loop through each letter, and from that letter we're gonna build our HTML. I just like to point out that from each row we can extract a meaning word from it. For example, for the first row, it's gonna be it is, and from the second row, we can extract the quarter, and then the other letters, rich berries, meaning less here. And man, can you read the last row for me, please? Yeah, that in my o'clock small. Yes, I knew it. What? That is my first impression too, man. You click me, man. You click me. You click me to read it. I'm gonna unsubscribe your channel and block your channel. I'm sorry for that, man. Just kidding there. I'm not gonna trick you again, but can somehow read the fourth row for me, please? No, I'm not gonna trick you. Just read it. Me not eat. Can you read it very, very slowly? Me not nunanum. Why don't you scratch it, man? You have something to scratch. Just scratch it, man. So it's gonna be, we're gonna need a function. Let's say export functions a render clock. For now, let's say HTML text here. It's gonna be nothing. First, we're gonna loop through a first row. It's gonna be a I less than our words data.length here, and I'm gonna increment our I by 1. Our first row gonna be row string, our word list I here, and from our row string we're gonna loop through again. Let j equal to 0. J gonna be less than our row string dot length, and j plus plus here, and from that we can get our letter. Gonna be row string j just like so. I just want to clarify that normally string, we can access our a string letter by getting our index just like an array method here. So from that we're gonna have our HTML tag plus and equal to a letter, and this method gonna put every letter that we get here into our previous HTML tag. And let's see what we got here. So HTML, I'm gonna log HTML text here, and from our index.js gonna import our render clock here. Let's say render clock. I'm gonna press tab, and VS Code gonna auto import it for us, and we also need an extension for it, otherwise we're gonna get an errors here. So let's see what we got here. Then because we get that element, now that we get that element, we can say something, put in a tag in the HTML. It's gonna be our HTML tag. I just want to clarify that in the HTML is an evil function. You shouldn't try that HTML tag, you don't have to do so. And normally, before we're gonna input tag to our HTML, we have to sanitize it. And for that, all you have to do is just remember that we don't try the source of our tag. We have to sanitize it because our tag is trust. We don't have to sanitize it here. So let's see what we got here. And just like that, we render our clock here. Now that we could render our HTML, next we need to make our letters glow according to time. The thing is, there is a little problem with our data design here. For example, on this line, we need to make the word it is glow, but as you can see, we have nowhere to differentiate between it is and the other letters. For another example is, we need to make the word 20 glows here, but we have no idea what's went wrong here. So we need to redesign our data structure. Before we're gonna do that, I like to make our letter into different groups. For example, the word it is here, it is always glow. It is always glow. And for this part, it is the minutes part. It is, for example, quarter, minute past 2 or something like so. For this part is this part is can be glow for a past or 2 only. So I'm gonna make it a past 2 part, and for this part it's gonna be an hours part, and finally we have our o'clocks part, and it is always on too. So let's take a look at our new data design, and we're gonna need to manually do each and every letter here. It's gonna be letter, it's gonna be I, and the time is gonna be always on here because it's always, and that data we don't have to put the data here, and we're gonna do this for every single letter here. It's gonna take time, so I'm gonna copy our data from our GitHub repo. You can download it there also. No, you don't have to copy it. I have all the time in the world. I want to see it, you typing every single letter here. I want to see you shuffle here, man. I want to see you shuffle. You don't have to copy it. I can sit still and watch you're doing. we're gonna do it one by one and gonna take like an hour or so. Do you want it? You want me to do that? Yeah, I want you to do that. I want to do it. I'm gonna grab some popcorn here. So let's get our data here. Grab everything, and to be fair, it's gonna take a lot of time, and you don't have to do that. And for our first row, it's gonna be this, as you can see. It is always on, and also here you don't have the times here. It is for the quarter for the row 2. We have this belong to a minute part, and the data is quarter, and just like so, we're gonna do it every single letter until the last one. Now that we have our new data design, let's go back to our renders clock. We want to make our letters glow according to time. We're gonna need a function to have a, for example, so let's say con minute names. It's gonna be 5 or something. For a past 2, gonna be past, and hours gonna be 9. For next, we're gonna make a function to get this from time. And for now, let's say something like so. We need to make our letters glow according to these informations. And for now, we need to loop through our data list. It's gonna be word data for each letter object here. I'm sorry for that. Let's say a class glow class. For now, I'm gonna set it to. First, we need to check if case always on. If our letter object dot tie equal to always, if it is always, gonna be our glow class gonna be glow. Gonna set it to glow, and we have to attach our glow to our HTML also. Gonna copy it here, and this gonna be letter. Here's gonna be our letter object dot letter, and for the glow class gonna be a glow class. And I think we don't need it here, so let's see what we got here. Okay, it is o'clock. I don't think we need to put our HTML here. We need to put our HTML here. We need to check whether we have the glow class or not. We're gonna render every letters here. It's gonna be something like this. Okay, it's working. So this part is always on. For the next part, we're gonna check. We're gonna also check for minute. We're gonna also need to check for past 2. Gonna need to check for hours. Okay, for minute, if a letter object dot the type equal to minute, and let's see if I got it right. Hour and minute. Okay, is our time equal to minute? Gonna say our glow class to glow also. So for now our minutes name, okay, minutes name equal to minute, and letter object.data equal to our minutes name. So let's see what we got here. As you can see, we don't need to put a close class to our quarter, even though they are in the same time. But we need to check for the data. It's also the tie is the same also for the data. Why is it black? Okay, for the minutes part and pass two gonna be something like equal to pass two, and our data is gonna be equal to pass two also. So let's see what we got here. Okay, it is pass. Okay, good. For the hour part, I'm gonna check. You know what? I'm gonna copy it from here. It's gonna be the time is gonna be hours, and gonna be hours name. Why don't we have that auto completion? Okay, because it is not our names here. So let's see. 85 minute past 9 o'clock. For the minutes part here, gonna say okay, I'm gonna make it always on here. If letter object dot type dot data equal to minute, and let's see about that. Minute the time is minute with S. I'm gonna change it to always. For our minutes here, I think it should be always on. So I'm gonna change it to what okay. Gonna change it to always. So it is always on there. We don't have to check it here. And now that we know how to make our letters glow, the thing is we got this information from we had to type it manually. We're gonna need a function to get this information from a data object like so. Before we're gonna make that function, I'm gonna move this data to another file. So let's say word data here. Gonna cut everything. Yeah, pretty much long. Gonna cut it and paste it just like so. You're gonna need to export it. Export our word data, and then from that we're gonna need to import it here. Gonna press tab, gonna import it, but we don't have that extension. Gonna put it here just like so. our application still work. That is okay. We're gonna need a function, let's say get time, but just like so. I'm gonna say export functions get time, but, and our function gonna need a date as an argument. I'm gonna need to tell VS Code that our date is a date object. The reason that I do so because VS Code gonna doesn't know what the type of state here. With this JS document, we're gonna get that. I'm gonna show you that this auto completion in JavaScript. I recommend you to learn a JS doc. It's gonna give us a VS Code the JavaScript but with type. So our goal is to extract the information from our date object. So I'm gonna comment it here right now. So we need to deal with our, so let's say let our gonna be our date get hours, and this function right here gonna give us an hour from 0 to 12 to 11 to 23. It is a 24 time format, so gonna let hours gonna be hour module by 12. We have to we have to convert it to a 12 hour time format, so it's gonna be 0 to 11. And in case our hour is 0, we need to check that, okay, if that hours 0, we need to put that our hours gonna be 12. Now we have to deal with our hour. For the hours name, we need another object to convert this the number to word, just like so. I have created that object already, so I'm gonna copy paste it here. So our hours name is gonna be our object and our, just like so. So let's talk about a minute's name. For the minute's name, gonna be, this is how we're gonna read our clock. For example, if it is 6 o'clock, it's gonna be 6. For the minute's name, it's gonna be nothing. And if it is from 1 to 5 minutes, we're gonna say that it is 5. We have to round it up to 5, and our pass to gonna be passed. For is our minute bigger than 21 and less than 40, gonna be half past 6. We have to round it down. And for it's bigger than 41 to 45, gonna be 20 to 7. Our hours gonna be increment by 1, and our pass to gonna be to 2. And this is my rule. You can change your rule to match your need, but for now this is my rule. We're gonna get back to our function. We're gonna get that minute. Our minutes gonna get from our date object, gonna be get minute, and this gonna give us from 0 to, I believe, 59. We don't want that the number. All we want is our value right here, 10, 5, 10, quarter, 20, and so on. So we're gonna need an if condition. We have to check that. So let's say if a minute is gonna be 0, okay, we're gonna set for now, let's say a minute name's gonna be nothing. Our pass to gonna be nothing also. is our minute 0. I'm gonna copy this real fast. We don't have to define it again. Okay, we have to set it to nothing for now. If a minute gonna be less or equal to 5, we round up to 5. We have to follow our rules here. So it's gonna be you know what, okay, 5, and it has to be passed. We have to check this case till the 59th minutes here. So bear with me with that. In case that it is less than 10, because we check our minute from the lowest value to the biggest value, this means that if it does not pass this condition, we're gonna move to this condition. This means that our minute, it is bigger than 0 and less than 5, and for this condition it is bigger than 5 and less than 10 here. So we have to check it from 0, 5, 10, from the smallest to the biggest. If we don't do so, we match up our condition. We got an error to box here, to debug it here. So it is less than 10. It's gonna be 10, and less than 15. It's gonna be quarter. And if it is less than 20, it's gonna be 20. If it is less than 40, it's gonna be half. And 45, it's gonna be 20 again, but our pass through gonna be changed to 2. And it is less than 45 and bigger than 41, change to 20, 2, our pass through gonna 2, and our hours gonna increment by 1. So for this time, hours gonna be increment by 1. From this point on, our pass through gonna change to 2, and hour gonna change to gonna be plus 1. And less than 50, and less than 50 is gonna be quarter, and it is less than 40, 59, it's gonna be 10, gonna be 2 hours plus 1. And finally we need to return let's say minutes name and pass to also hours name. I just want to confirm that we have to put our hour name at the end of our if condition, because we somehow we have to manipulate our hours here. If we put our name before our if condition, before we check our condition, we don't get that the increment of our hours here. So we return our object, go back to our render clock. We don't need this anymore, and we can say we need to put a date as an argument here, and we can that const gonna get time words here, and our time word gonna get our date from that here. So let's say it is minute name, pass to, and our name, just like so. In this line right here, it is called the structuring in JavaScript. If you don't like to do so, you can say something like, for example, const time word equal to get time word, and we have to pass our date, and from that point we can say minute name. It's gonna be our time word, minutes name, just like so. And we're gonna waste a lot of time to do just so. We have to destructure it just like here, and we don't need to use this line right here, so I'm gonna comment it. Back to our index. For our index, we need to pass our dates here. So let's say con now gonna be new date, just like so, and we pass it just like so here. As you can see, our clock is working, but the thing is now it is implement to our current date time. And for now, my it is 2 o'clock and 20 minutes, so it's gonna be 20 minutes past 2 o'clock. And the thing is, we need to render our clock automatically every second or every minute or something like so. To do so, we're gonna need a set interval here. Set intervals. For our intervals, gonna be let's say 1 minute. 1 minute plus 60 seconds gonna be multiplied by 1000 here. We don't have to run our interval every second, because our clock gonna get render for, as you can see, it is only render when for around 5 minutes or something like so. 5 minutes, yeah. And I think one minute is enough to update our clocks here. So let's say render our clock by putting, let's say, gonna get our current time, gonna get our current time from new date here. So gonna be something just like so. So every second is gonna run our render clocks here. So it is working, and we need to pass our current time. We don't have to use the variable now here, because our variable now it is fixed to only the first render. To get the current time, we need to use it just like so. And I think we need to optimize our render also, because the set interval is gonna run every render clock every 1 minute, and if you go back to our time word, it's gonna update only every 5 minutes or so. To do so, we need something like, for example, gonna say minute. Okay, it's not gonna autocomplete for me. Get time words here from our words now. Gonna say let's here. Gonna be minutes name. The thing we need to check our minutes name is the minutes name change. We're gonna re-render our render clock. So for that method, we can optimize our render clock there. So I'm gonna say con minutes name. It's gonna be get time word. It's gonna be from our current time, and we have our minutes name twice. To change our names here, all we have to do is I want to change it here. Let's say past minute name, just like so. So we have our different minute name. For the past minute name, we're gonna check it here. If past minute name is not equal to our minutes name, we're gonna update our current update our clock. And after update, we have to set our minutes name to be a past minute name to our current minutes name. So in this way, we have optimized our render clock, because somehow our render gonna take some time to render every row every second here. And if we check our past minutes name, it's not equal to our current minute name, we have to render it, and I think it is optimized. So it is working. I think it is okay for now.